Today I'm going to show you the wonderful world of Canva. It's quickly bypassing PowerPoint as the #1 way to design digital marketing and presentations. For school, you need to log into your Rapid Identity and click on Clever. Okay. Once you log in on Clever, you're going to need to log in to My Page. And here you should be able to see the link for Canva, and go ahead and click right there for Canva. Later you can actually use Canva at home. You can also use Canva on your phone as well. However, I'm not sure exactly how you get there using your school login. Okay. So for this particular project, we're going to be making some slides for Black History Month. Let me kind of show you some examples here. And so here's the actual assignment. So you need to make sure it's easy to see their name. You're going to need 2 photos, a short text about why they're famous, what contributions they've made, a short quote by them. You're going to need to use 2 different backgrounds to make sure that it's easy to read as well. And finally, you're going to need to be creative with your font, making sure that it kind of represents the person, and again, making sure that it is easy to read. All right, so when we start this, we're here at our home page. We're going to click Custom Size. These are going to be used on our website. So we're going to make the width 1200 and the height 500, and click New Design. So most of the things you're going to need are going to be over here on the left side, but you can click More. And after you click More, you may want to add photos. We're going to go back and click More. We can also include background. And I'm not sure how this works if we're doing this through Clever. But typically you can also connect this to your Google Drive and to your Instagram page if you need to get photos from there. All right, so at the top we have templates. Okay, so these are pages that are already preset. For this particular project, it may be a little bit easier to kind of start from scratch. But in a different video, I'll show you how to use the template. Next, we have elements. Okay, so our elements are divided into lines and shapes, photos, etc. Okay, and then we also have text. Okay, so to add text, we're just going to click Add a Heading. Okay, and let's suppose I want to do Octavia Spencer. So I'm going to type Octavia Spencer. From here, if I want to change the font, I can click right here, and it's going to give me some different fonts I can use. I can also adjust the size, and I can adjust the color. That makes it pretty easy. Next, I can also look for photos. Okay, they may not have a lot of photos of special people, so in that case, I may need to upload a photo. So at this point, I've kind of paused, and I'm at Google. Okay, so I want to find high quality pictures of Octavia Spencer. So while I'm in Google in Pictures, I want to click Tools, and over here under Size, I want to do Large. Okay, and so these are going to be high quality photos that will be really good to add. Okay, so if I like this particular item, okay, and so it's over 1,000 pixels, so that's what I want. Right click, Save Image As. I'm just going to save this on my desktop under Octavia Spencer. Okay, and I'm going to want 2 pictures. So again, I'm going to want one. So if it's going to be on the website, we want to make sure that it's very easy to see. So right click, Save Image As. There we go. All right, so now we are back in Canvas. Okay, So at the top here it says Untitled Design. So I'm going to give this my name, Shanna, third block, Octavia Spencer. Okay. All right. Next, if I want to add a picture, I'm going to go over here to Uploads, and I'm going to click Upload Media. Okay. And then I can just select the pictures I want to add and click Open. And there they are. So if I want to add a picture over here, I literally can just click and drag. A little bit later, I can show you how to crop. There we go. So here's a picture. Now here's one of the really neat things that we can do. Now that we have a picture, when we go back to our text and we look at our text color, now look, now I can actually choose a color that goes really good with that particular image. So that's a neat thing that you can do. I can also look for a background to put on here. I can look for something that's a gradient or a pattern, or I could type something in. For this case, maybe I'll just use like a soft gradient, and all you have to do is click it once and it's going to appear over here. Or I could just click a picture and I could do see all and look at some of the different gradients that are there I may want to add. You can do Control Z to undo. So now if I want to add a little text box here, I'm going to go to my elements and I can look at lines, graphics, photos, videos, frames. A frame is where we can put a photo, and let me kind of show you the difference. So here is a frame where we would put a photo. Okay, and I can go over here in my uploads. And now when I click and drag it, you can see it's not in this square box now. So now it's in a very particular shape. So let me show that to you again. We're over here under Elements and we look at Frames. Okay, let me try to find a different frame for you. So maybe this one. Okay, so here's one that actually has a place for two pictures. Okay, so I could go and just click and drag and put both of those into a frame. So those are frames, and we can get to those from our Elements section. Okay, so maybe if I want a rectangle, so I could add a little something, or actually I kind of like that. So I can put this right here. Okay, so maybe here I can add that as a little bit of a background for Octavia Spencer's name. I can hit Enter. Okay, here's another important part on text. So here is our text, and as you can see, we have a lot of space between there. So that is our line spacing, just like Google Docs or anything else. So I may want to adjust that line spacing so it's not as wide, and I can adjust that a little bit. Okay, I can resize. So now I've got my name on there as well. Okay, they also have some neat little magic recommendations that we could take. So up here under Elements, I just typed hand-drawn square. I picked one and added it to my design. Now to add text, I want to click Text, and I can just click a subheading. And with all of these, we're going to go in and add our own font, so any of that is fine. So again, so I went to Elements, and I just typed in a hand square. I went to T for text, or on your keyboard you can just do T. Okay, and for all of yours, you're going to have to go in and choose a different font to make sure that it's bold, easy to read. Again, right here, I can adjust the line spacing as needed. Okay, so now if I want to move this, I can group both of these together. So I can hold the Control key, the Shift key for those. And now right here, I can click Group. So now I can move it, and that is together. Okay, kind of the same thing with the photos. If I wanted to group those together, I can hold my Shift key, and now they're both selected, and I can click Group. Okay, and then I can move them together. Okay, another great thing that you can do is you can also hold the Alt key down to duplicate something. So let's suppose I have this box here and it's not wide enough. I can hold the Alt key and drag across. Okay, so now my box is a little bit bigger. And I'm going to hold the Shift key and group that together. So now I've got another box and I can just add her quote. Okay, so I've added my quote over here. I've also added a logo. This is really neat. So I've got my picture and I can do Edit Image. And one of the neat things I can do is I can go to the background remover and it will actually remove the background. You don't necessarily want to do this on every picture, but sometimes it can help it make it a little bit easier to see. Okay, so now again I can kind of click, I can group these together. If you ever make a mistake, you can do Control Z on your keyboard, which is to undo. For this example, we're not really getting into animation or anything, but later you can do animation just like PowerPoint. So again, so we've got our elements and we can add those. And here is where we can upload pictures that we can use from our computer. We could upload videos, we could even upload audio. Photos are their stock images. Here is where we can add text. And they do have some text that they're already like preset that you can still edit. This is where under background you can add a background to the image. Okay, and then when you click an image you can crop it, flip it, or animate it. When you click on a text box you can align the text. You can add bullets. And you can adjust the line spacing. Over here under effects you could do a little bit of a drop shadow if you wanted to. Okay. And at the very end, when I like it, up here I want to click download, and I want to download this as a JPG file, and then click download, and then you'll be able to turn this in. So this is a short overview on how to use Canva.